Bass microphone check.
Hey Julius, I've been practicing for 160 years, but somehow I cannot get them dang shreds to sound clean, and I get lost at higher tempos.
Well, maybe you just have been practicing inefficiently. So in this video I'm gonna show you how to save a lot of time while practicing for speed. When you start playing guitar, no matter if you take online lessons or lessons in person, everybody tells you that one sentence.
In order to play fast, you have to practice slow.
Well, in my opinion, that's only about 50% true. Here's why. For example, let's take a short riff. I'm gonna play it slow. Then a bit quicker. Did you notice how my picking hand used a different motion? When I play it slow, it's more like a wrist motion, and faster, it's more like a whole arm motion. Well, that's because I use different muscle groups when I play different tempos. And I bet you do as well. So practicing this riff only slowly, it sure helps you gain control and build a synchronization between the hands. But it doesn't really necessarily train the motion that you need to execute at higher speeds. So what can we do to develop this? In order to practice this in an efficient way, we're gonna set the metronome to tempo that we're definitely comfortable playing with, so it's a rather slow tempo at the beginning, yes. Just to get comfortable with the lick itself and to memorize it. And so on. Do this for like 10 years. Once we're comfortable with that, we bump the tempo up to where it's probably gonna sound wonky and sloppy because we don't have as much control anymore, but we're actively practicing the motion that we need to execute it at that speed. Then you bump the metronome back to tempo that is slightly higher than what you were comfortable with playing the first time. You will notice that now it is much more easier to play at that speed. Then you just repeat the steps until you get to your desired tempo range. So the whole idea of this method is that instead of just pushing from one direction, we're approaching a desired tempo from two directions, and we're basically cutting the needed practice time in half. Sounds great. So instead of practicing for 160 years, you only need to practice for like 80 years to pull off clean lead guitar.
Thanks Julius, now my playing has improved, and I've filled my songs with autistic shredding, and now people who don't listen to technical death metal are complaining about the lack of groove and emotion in my musical expression *THUMBSUP*.